Hello students, in this video we'll be discussing about the solutions of Neet test 5 from the chapter Human Health and Diseases and Principle of Inheritance and Variation. So your question starts from 31st. So here this is a match the following, and so in the list 1 they had given some of the diseases, and in the list 2 they have given the causative agents. So again, when we have like, if you just see the options, so here A, if you see, it's like all are different. So just find out which is for this A, filariasis. So this is caused by Wuchereria bancrofti, right? So A will match with 3. So directly we can go with option B. So if you see others, it will match. Amoebiasis goes with Entamoeba histolytica. Pneumonia is caused by Haemophilus influenzae. Ringworm by Trichophyton. So this is how you save your time during exam. Then again, match the following. So here again the disease name and the causative agents are given. So again the first one, if you see, typhoid goes with Salmonella typhi, and there is only one match for it, that is the option A. So if you see others, so even they will match. Malaria goes with Plasmodium vivax, pneumonia with Haemophilus influenzae, filariasis with Wuchereria bancrofti. Then same type of question again. So here typhoid causative agent is Salmonella. So A is matching with 3. So it's the first option. Pneumonia with Salmonella, filariasis with Wuchereria, malaria with Plasmodium. It's the same type of question. Almost same, only the genus name is given. Rest all is same as that of the previous question. Then question 34. Infectious stage of Plasmodium that enters the human body. So it is a sporozoite stage which will enter the human body when the female Anopheles mosquito bites. So that releases from its salivary glands. Then 35. Identify the correct pair. So whenever you see the question like this, correct, incorrect, okay, or not, so something these, so first underline or you just highlight these words so that you will not go wrong while answering the question. Identify the correct pair representing the causative agent of typhoid fever and the confirmatory test. So confirmatory test, we know viral test. So it should be A or B. So A is Streptococcus pneumonia, which causes pneumonia, and Salmonella typhi is the one which causes typhoid. 36. In which disease does mosquito transmitted pathogen causing chronic inflammation of lymphatic vessels? So lymphatic vessels will be inflamed in the disease elephantiasis. So the symptom is given and the what are the effect that causes by the disease is given. We have to find out the disease name here. Then which of the following set of disease is caused by bacteria? So again, if you see, we'll just go on listing down. Cholera is caused by bacteria. Tetanus is also caused by bacteria. Typhoid is also caused by bacteria. Smallpox is caused by virus. And again here, tetanus by bacteria, mumps by virus, herpes and influenza. So both are caused by virus. So here, out of the given option, A will be the correct one. Next, 38. Asthma may be attributed to. So again, asthma, we know it is an allergic response. So it is related to respiratory system, right? So again, it is allergic reaction of mast cell in the lungs. So this is the answer, not the other. It's not because of inflammation. It is not because of bacterial infection. Also, it is not because of accumulation of fluid. Accumulation of fluid, it is of pneumonia, not asthma. Then infection of ascaris usually occurs by. So usually this transmission of this ascariosis happens by contaminated food and water. So contaminated in the sense which will contain the eggs of this ascaris. So it is option A. Viral test. So it is carried out to test typhoid fever. All direct question. Next 41. Common cold differs from pneumonia in that. So both common cold and pneumonia, they will affect the respiratory system, but different parts of respiratory system they will affect. So common cold actually they will affect the respiratory passage, that means the trachea, bronchi, it will be affected. In pneumonia what happens, the alveoli will be filled with fluid. So alveoli is the one which is affecting. Different parts of respiratory system will be affecting. So this option, it is in option D. So why other options are wrong? Pneumonia is a communicable disease. Yes, it is correct. Whereas common cold is nutritional. Even this is communicable disease. Pneumonia can be prevented by live attenuated vaccine, whereas common cold has no effective vaccine. So here it's not like live attenuated. So it should be the dead one, inactive one. So this is also wrong. Pneumonia is caused by actually bacteria, not virus. Common cold is caused by bacterium. Common cold is caused by actually virus. So answer will be D. 42. Ringworm in humans is caused by trichophyton and which is fungi. 43. Which of the following is a pair of viral disease? So here we'll go on listing one by one. Ringworm caused by fungus. AIDS is caused by virus. Common cold and AIDS both are caused by virus. Dysentery, it is caused by protozoa. Common cold caused by virus. Typhoid by bacteria. Tuberculosis is also by bacteria. So our answer will be option B. Next 44. The yellowish fluid colostrum secreted by mammary glands of mother during the initial days of lactation has abundant antibodies IgA to protect the infant. This type of immunity is called. So here directly the antibodies are transferred from mother to the baby. So where there is direct antibody transfer, that comes under passive immunity. So here passive immunity. See again, passive immunity, it comes under acquired immunity. Right. So you may think that even acquired immunity can also be happening, but here if you see, passive immunity is more appropriate for this particular scenario given. Then 45, identify the wrong statement. So in this cases, highlight this wrong statement. So just highlight it when you see the question so that the chances of going wrong will be very less. So this is where majority of the students go wrong. They will just see the options without reading the question, and finally they'll make some mistake. So just highlight this term, circle it up or round it off, do something for that word. So they are asking the wrong statement. So one by one we shall see. When ready-made antibodies are directly given, it is called passive immunity, which is correct. Active immunity is quick and gives full response. Active immunity means there is direct exposure to the antigens. So it is not quick. It will take some time for the production of antibodies. So it is slow. Then fetus receives some antibodies from mother, yes, and it is passive immunity. The previous question is the only example. IgA and IgG, will be received by the fetus from mother. When exposed to antigen, so even the C is correct. When exposed to antigen, live or dead, antibodies are produced in the host body. This is called active immunity. Even this is correct. There is exposure to antigen. In response to that antigen, antibodies are formed. Even that is correct. So the answer, wrong statement is option B here. Then 46. Humans have acquired immune system that produces antibodies to neutralize pathogens. Still, innate immune system is present at the time of birth because it is why this innate immune system is present. So we'll see one by one. It is very specific. Innate immunity is not specific. So this answer cannot be the correct one. Produces memory cell. Even innate immunity cannot produce the memory cell. Has natural killer cell which can phagocytose and destroy microbes. Yes, they have natural killer cells. So this is a part of innate immunity. Provides passive immunity. Even passive immunity, there is direct transfer of antibodies, and antibodies are not involved in innate immunity. So even this cannot be the answer. Right? So answer is option C. 47. Which of the following immune responses is responsible for rejection of kidney graft? So that means there is rejection of the transplanted organ. So again, if we see our immune system, so there is a type of immune system that is cell mediated immune system. This can differentiate between self and non-self. The cells which belong to our cells and the cells which does not belong to our cells will be differentiated by cell mediated immune response, so where T cells are involved, and these cells, they will reject the non-self cells. That means the transplanted organ is also non-self cells. So answer is cell mediated immune response. Next, 48. Malt constitutes, it's the direct question. So 50% of the body, 50% of the lymphoid tissue is malt. Malt is mucosa associated lymphoid tissue. Then 49. Transplantation of tissues or organs fail due to non-acceptance by patient's body. Which type of immune response is responsible for such rejection? So same type of question, it is cell-mediated immune response. In higher vertebrates, the immune system can distinguish self cells and non-self. This property is lost due to genetic abnormality and it attacks self cells. So this leads to, so again, direct question, direct definition they have given, it is autoimmune disease. Auto means self. So self, our immune system attacking on our self cells. Then, which of the following is correct regarding AIDS? So here they are asking about the correct statement. Let's highlight it. First one, HIV is enveloped virus, correct? Containing one molecule of single-stranded RNA. It's not one molecule, it's two molecule. So then second option, HIV is enveloped and contains two identical molecules of single-stranded RNA, correct? And two molecules of reverse transcriptase, correct? And C, HIV is unenveloped. So it is enveloped by protein. Coat. Next, HIV does not escape but attacks the acquired immune response. No, it will not attack. It will escape the immune system. So it will directly go and attack my macrophages. It's like it will, our immune system will not know that HIV has entered. HIV is non-self cells. It is antigen. Our system, immune system will not know that HIV has entered. So it is escaping. It is escaping the eye of our immune system, right? It will escape. So the answer is option B. Next, 52. At which stage of HIV infection does one usually show symptoms of AIDS? So again, when if you see the life cycle of AIDS, first this HIV virus, it will attack, I mean, it will enter macrophages. So there will be replication, and then it will enter Th cells, that is T helper cells. So the T helper cells population also reduces, and this it results in weakened immunity. So when this immunity is weakened, then the body shows all the symptoms. Right. So if we see one by one, at within 15 days of sexual contact, so again after infection it may take some 15 days to many months. We cannot say only these many days. It depends on the person. When the infected retrovirus enters host cells, no. When HIV damages large number of lymphocytes, yes. This is the answer. When the viral DNA is produced by reverse transcriptase, only replication happens. No symptoms will be shown. So answer is C. 53. A certain patient is suspected to be suffering from acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Which diagnostic technique will you recommend for its detection? So here for AIDS, they are asking the detective diagnosis test. So that is ELISA. Then 54, substance produced by a cell in viral infection that can protect the other cell from the further infection is, again it's a direct question, it is interferon. Antibodies present in colostrum which protect the newborn. Again we had seen the same question. See again IgA. So in one of the question, answer for this is in the question itself. So while you are answering the questions, look at the question paper properly, read all the questions properly. There will be some of the answers in the question itself. Next, 56. Antivenom against snake poison. So again, antivenom, it gives passive immunity, right? So if it is giving passive immunity, that means it should contain antibodies itself, because antibodies are directly transferred. Then which of the following is not a lymphoid tissue? So here out of this, pancreas is not lymphoid tissue. Next, 58. Which of the following gland is large sized at birth but reduces in size with aging? Again, it's a direct question. It's thymus. Next question number 59. Hemozoin is. So hemozoin we will see in the malaria life cycle, I mean malaria parasite life cycle. So that is the plasmodium. So plasmodium life cycle, if we see, when this plasmodium infects RBC, then from RBC one toxin it will release, that is the hemozoin, right? So here if we see the option, it is option C. Then 60. Which one of the following disease is non-communicable? So out of this, cancer is not communicable. It will not spread from one person to other person. Next, which of the following sets includes bacterial disease? So again, we list it. Tetanus by bacteria, tuberculosis by bacteria, measles virus, here diphtheria, leprosy, plague, all these are by bacteria. Here cholera and typhoid by bacteria, mumps by virus. Here malaria by protozoa, mumps and polio by virus. So the answer is B. So again that list what you have some common diseases that again causative agent, whether it is bacteria or protozoa or virus or it is fungi. So everything will should be in your fingertips. As soon as you see the disease name, you should recall its causative agent. So then it will be very easy for you to solve the questions. Common cold is caused by, direct question, rhinovirus. Humoral immunity. So again, direct question, it is the B cells. So B cells will produce antibodies. Antibodies will mediate humoral immunity. Then most abundant immunoglobulin, it is IgG. 80% of our blood contains IgG. Of the total amount of immunoglobulins, 80% will be IgG. Then 65. Protein or polysaccharide molecule that stimulates antibody production. Antibody will be produced because of antigen. Then 66. Vaccine against poliovirus. So all the vaccine, see again, so here specifically they are asking about poliovirus. You need not worry about the disease what they have given. So if they have given vaccine, vaccine is always the example for active immunization. So active, and it is artificial. You should remember this also. Active, artificial immunization. Then, during the life cycle of Plasmodium, sexual reproduction takes place in which of the hosts? So, we know there are two hosts. So, one is female Anopheles mosquito and the other is human. So, out of this, in human, there is asexual reproduction, and in female Anopheles mosquito, there is sexual reproduction. So, answer will be B. Amoebias, amoebic dysentery, amoebiasis, direct question, and amoeba histolytica. Elephantiasis, a chronic inflammation, results in gross deformities. Again, this question we had seen in the match the following, right? So, like this, answers will be in the question, some other question itself. So, these are the questions from human health and diseases. So, now we shall see the questions from principle of inheritance and variation. The production of gametes by the parents, formation of zygote, the F1 and F2 parents plants can be understood from a diagram. So it's direct question, it's Punnett square. Number of contrasting characters studied by Mendel. So they are asking about the contrasting characters. So there are totally 7 characters. If you see, he took the seed shape and seed color, and then he had considered flower color and flower position, and then he had considered pod shape and pod color, and then last one is stem height. So these are the total 7 characters Mendel has considered for his experiments. Then how many true breeding plant varieties? True breeding pea plant varieties, in the sense they should be in homozygous condition. So that if they are in homozygous, whether it may be dominant or recessive, they should be in homozygous condition. For that we call it as true breeding. So how many true breeding pea plant varieties did Mendel select as pairs which were similar except in one character with contrasting traits? So here, if we take this seed shape, so seed shape is one character, but it has two contrasting traits. So which are the contrasting traits of seed shape? One is round and the other is wrinkled. So for every character he has chosen, there were two contrasting traits, right? So totally 7 characters were there, and each one of them has two contrasting trait. So that means totally it comes to 14. So totally there are 14 true breeding plants. So one character will be the dominant and the other will be the recessive. 73. Identify the wrong statement with reference to the gene. So again, as per what we are doing, we will highlight this wrong. A person will have only two of the three alleles. Yes, the person should have only two alleles because we have only two homologous chromosomes. I mean, if we take two chromosome in homologous chromosomes, right? That means each chromosome can contain only one allele. So two chromosomes are there in homologous chromosome. That means only two alleles can be possible. So this statement is correct. When IA and IB are present together, they express same type of sugar. It's not same type. They will express different type of sugar. IA will produce different type of sugar and IB will produce different type of sugar. Allele small I do not produce any sugar. That is correct. Gene I has three alleles. Yes, the three alleles are IA, IB, and small I. So these are the three alleles. So even this is correct. So here B is the wrong statement. 74. Production of gametes by parents, formation of zygotes, F1, F2 can be understood among Punnett square. Again, it is a repeated question. 75. In a marriage between male with blood group A and the female with blood group B, the progeny had either the blood group AB or B. What could be the possible genotype of parent? So here they are saying the male parent is having the blood group A and the female parent is having the blood group B, and both of them when they are crossed together they had the progenies, and the progeny had either AB blood group or B blood group they had, right? So if we just see this progeny, so there is B blood group also possible, right? And there is AB blood group is also possible. So if we have to consider this, so one way of solving this question is, so one is you work it out and see the option, or you just go for each and every option and write their progeny genotypes. So here writing progeny genotypes of all the options will be very easy because you need not scratch your head. So here the progeny genotypes of this first option will be, so we will get AB, right? And we will get B. And in the second one, we will get AB and A blood group will get. And here in this B option, we will get only AB blood group because both are homozygous. In D option, we will get AB, then we will get A, we will get B, and we will get O. All the blood groups are possible. So here the question is, they are saying they should either get AB or B, right? So the option will be A. Don't go for option B. They are saying only A, B or B. They are not saying about A and O, right? So answer is A. 76. In Antirrhinum snapdragon, a red flower was crossed with a white flower, and in F1 generation, pink flowers were obtained. When pink flowers, the F2 generation showed white, red, and pink flowers. Choose the incorrect. So again, we will mark it. We have to choose the incorrect statements. So here in this question, they are talking about incomplete dominance. So keeping this in mind, we'll see the statements. Pink flower in F1 is due to incomplete dominance. This is correct statement. Ratio of F2. So we know 1 is to 2 is to 1. And 1 will be red, 2 is pink, and 3 is white. Yes. So if we have to work out, if we take this R as a parent, red, and small r as the recessive parent, that is white. In F1 generation, we'll get capital R, which is pink colored. And when we see the F2 generation. So when we self cross F1, so the progenies will be like this. If we take the Punnett square, so here capital R, capital R, capital R, small r, capital R, small r, small r, small r. Right? So and if we write the colors, so capital R will be red, heterozygous will be pink, and even this will be pink, and small r will be white. So here B, they are saying F2 ratio, red is 1 out of 4, that is correct. 2 out of 4 is pink is correct. 1 out of 4 is white, that is also correct. So option B is correct. Law of segregation does not apply in this experiment. Law of segregation, what it says, during gamete formation, the alleles will separate, right? So that means, so if we take this parent, capital R, capital R, so what are the gametes formed? So gametes will be R, capital R, and the other is capital R. So here both the alleles are segregating, right? So if we take this heterozygous condition, so the gametes will be capital R and small r. That means they are separating. Only if they are separating, they can undergo sexual reproduction. So this law of segregation is applicable. So the statement is wrong. This experiment does not follow the principle of dominance. So that is also correct. Since it is not following principle of dominance, we got the non-parental character. So that is pink color in the F1 progeny. So answer will be option C. 77. Select the correct statement. So here, again, this includes several concepts and yeah, so out of this, spliceosome, they will not take part in translation. Spliceosomes, they will take part in post transcriptional changes, right? So here A is wrong. Punnett square was developed by British scientist. Yes. So the name of the British scientist is Reginald Punnett. So the second statement is correct. Franklin Stahl coined the term linkage. Franklin Stahl did not coin the term linkage, and transduction was also not discovered by Altman. So answer is B. 78. Which of the following character represent inheritance of blood groups in humans? Again, inheritance of blood group, if we see, so there are three alleles. So IA, IB, and I. So it is multiple allele. So that is correct. And if we take AB blood group, so the genotype will be IA, IB. So here both are expressing, both alleles are expressing. So it is codominance. And if we take like this, so A blood group, IA and O, or IB and small I. So in this case, we can see the dominant character. IA and IB are expressing and small I allele is not expressing. So even this is following dominance character. So 1, 2, 3 are correct. Next, 79. Which one from those given below is a period of Mendel's hybridization experiment? So it is the first option, 1856 to 1863. Next, among the following characters, which one was not considered by Mendel in his experiment? He had considered stem. I had given the list before. So you can pause, rewind, and see if you want to recall, or you can just open the textbook and recall. Stem, dwarf, or tall, that is what he considered. Then seed, green or yellow, seed color he had considered. Pod, inflated or constricted, that is a pod shape, this is what he considered. He did not talk about trichomes. So this is the character which Mendel did not choose. Next question, 81. Chromosomal theory of inheritance was proposed by, direct question, it is Sutton and Boveri. Then experimental verification of chromosomal theory of inheritance, it is given by Morgan. Next. Crossing over takes place between which chromatids and which stage? So it occurs during Pachytene stage of prophase 1. So here it can be B or D. And it happens between homologous chromosomes, not non-homologous chromosomes. So answer is B. Then 84, smash the following. Again, you can use the same technique. So X0, it is in grasshopper. So there is no other matching with this first one. One is matching with the third one. So it is answer 3. So the other you can see XXXY, it is in female homogamity, right? So that means the humans, females are homogamy. It's not homogamity, it is homogamy. Then karyotype 45. So that means instead of 44 chromosomes, instead of 46 chromosomes, there will be 45 chromosomes. That will be in Turner syndrome. ZW and ZZ method of sex determination. This is the female heterogamy. So this we can see in birds. The females are heterogamous. So ZW will be female. Then 85. Select the incorrect statement. In male grasshopper, 50% of the sperms have no sex chromosomes. Yes, because X0 will be male. So during gamete formation, so they will segregate. Right? So 50% will have X chromosome and 50% they will not have any sex chromosome. In domestic fowl, sex of the progeny depend on the type of sperms rather than like no in birds. Fowls in the sense they are the birds. So ZW, this is in female. So and the male will be homogamy. Always the sex determination depends on the heterogamy. So that is second statement is wrong. Human male have one of their sex chromosomes much shorter than the other. So humans has XY chromosomes and Y is shorter than X. So this statement, the third statement is also correct. Male fruit fly is heterogametic. Yes, so fruit fly is insect. So female is XX and X0 is male heterogametic. So this is also correct statement. So answer will be option B. Next 86. Which one of the following pair is wrongly matched? X0 type of sex determination grasshopper correct. ABO blood group shows co-dominance correct. AB blood group show co-dominance. Starch synthesis in P. So it should come here. Starch synthesis in P. It is not multiple alleles. It is polygenic inheritance. So this is wrong. T.H. Morgan, yes, he has coined the term linkage. That is correct. So answer is C. 87. In a cross between male and female, both heterozygous sickle cell anemia. Both heterozygous for sickle cell anemia gene. What percentage of the progeny will be deceased? So we know this sickle cell anemia is autosomal recessive character. Right? So both the parents are heterogamous, they are saying. So that means the genotype will be like this. HBS, so HBS is deceased, HBA is normal. Right? So if we see the offsprings, so offsprings will be HBS, HBS, then HBS, HbA, HbS, HbA, and HbA, HbA. So these are the genotypes of the offsprings. So out of these, so only this progeny will be affected. So the rest all will be the normal, right? So here both are homozygous. Homozygous recessive allele is present. So that means out of four, one is affected. So that means 25% of the offsprings will be affected. Then best example for pleiotropy it is phenylketonuria. In which genetic condition each cell in the affected person has three sex chromosomes. It is in the Klinefelter syndrome. So XXY, one extra X chromosome will be present. What is a genetic disorder in which an individual has an overall masculine development, gynecomastia, and is sterile? So this is a symptom of Klinefelter's syndrome. So it is actually the male with extra X chromosome. So that means there is gynecomastia. Gynecomastia means there is development of breast. And sterile. Sterile means not able to reproduce. Right? So this is all we have. So if you have any doubts, so play it again and watch the video again. Thank you.